it's not uncommon that people do meet financial advisors across their workplaces or in their communities and that kind of thing. Financial advisors, everyone wants to tell you about how to manage your money and how to get to the place that you want to go. And so, there are a lot of financial advisors in the world. I will tell you that I think the word I like to use is I'm passionate. Your dream, your goal, your desire, I'm passionate about making that happen for you.
Welcome to One with the Other Way, a podcast about your journey and finances. I'm your host, James. Today, we are talking about how we came to be. So, Finances for Life was started by Wanda, and Wanda brought in Peggy first. So, Peggy, how did you meet Wanda?
So I think this is in another podcast too, but I met Wanda in yoga at the gym. So I would go in and have yoga. I was working for another company at the time. And I don't know, over time, I just had conversations with her, and I was in the process of switching jobs, and she needed some assistance moving, I think. And I just said, "Oh, okay, I'll come and help you. That's not a problem." And it was kind of a way to just kind of get to know her and see where she worked and whatever. And so, yeah, I went and helped her move one day, and that's it. And I started working for her.
So your first resume title was mover?
Yeah, exactly. Packer, actually, because, I don't know, everybody who knows Wanda, right? I showed up and Wanda was doing client meetings and it's packing day. And so I just started packing stuff.
That move wouldn't have happened without Peggy, that's for sure. Or would have happened late into midnight hours, I'm sure of it.
So mover to now managing director. What have you seen in the past, few years as we've grown, as you've kind of grown into this role with Finances for Life, as you've grown with Wanda? Where does that take you now? How do you serve the business now?
Well, I think that this is kind of how my whole career has been. When I started with Wanda, I thought, oh, I'm just going to do some admin for her and just, have a cash thing. I've had a lot of management jobs and roles over my career. So I thought this was just going to be another, this is going to be just admin and I'm just going to coast in there. But it didn't work out like that, partially just because who I am, and then also because the need for the business. So we've changed a lot from when it was just the two of us in that tiny little cramped office. And we've obviously expanded the team, and we've done a lot of admin and growth for the business in general.
How long has it been now with your tenure at Finances for Life?
I've been working with Wanda since 2017.
Wow. So let's introduce Hanako real quick to all of our viewers. You've probably seen Hanako on one podcast before, probably a year ago, but the return of Hanako, she's back. Hanako, would you like to introduce yourself, kind of what you do for Finances for Life and how you met Wanda?
Well, the return of Hinako to podcast world.
Yeah, hi, I'm Hinako. I usually do the scheduling, so you probably see my email a lot. How I met Wanda is beginning. It's like me and Mia have been friends as a mom friend. Our kids is close to the same age, and we've been friends for a while. But also she is mentor. She has a lot of experience here, and she has a lot of jobs. So I have difficulty to find a job. I applied Target, Dealers, whatever the old names at the very beginning. I have a degree back in Japan, but I had a struggle finding a job, and Mia's like, "Oh, you interested in scheduling?" It's like, "Oh," I jump in the gun, and the rest of the story. And Wanda gave me an opportunity to hire me as a non-experienced mom, stay-home mom, and here I am.
And then you do much more than scheduling now, right?
Yes.
So you do scheduling and financial planning work
Mm-hmm.
and looking at investments, looking at insurance. There's no end of things that you're actually working on now. So from stay-at-home mom to scheduler to...
Yeah, and then especially I was not finance field at all. So I was a little afraid, but I'm embracing. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, Hanako is a rock star. And to any of our clients that listen, you have definitely seen Hanako's emails. I almost guarantee it. If you haven't, stick around. You will receive something from Hanako at some point. But Hanako has been amazing to our team. And you had mentioned Hanako. So we had Mia, and Mia's not able to make the podcast today, but Mia is another employee at Finances for Real Life, and she's got a lot of experience as well. So it was nice to have that connection. Now, Wanda, I wanted you to talk about what was your first impression of Hanako?
Well, so they say that when you walk into a room, you see the energy that a person has, and it's either an attractive energy or, alternative, right? And so she has a very attractive personality and attractive energy, and she wants to give and she wants to do well. And,
Oh,
and
glad
so,
to hear.
yeah, no, it's true. And so I think the word is self-deprecating. She's like, oh, I'm just a stay-at-home mom. And I thought, well, my goodness, but a person who manages as a Navy spouse to a diver that deploys on a regular basis with 3 children, 2 boys, and how many pets?
2 dogs and 2 cats.
Right, a collection. That's not inexperience in the ways of life and scheduling. And so I thought that pretty much made a perfect match to what we needed in the office and scheduling.
And if you have a pet yourself and you are interested in being a client, it is actually now a requirement that you send a picture to Hanako. So
Yes, I enjoyed it. So
Lover
much.
of pets.
I have a email folder for the client's pets.
Clients of, lover of pets and people.
So I can remember, I can track all those pets' names.
I want to comment too about Mia, who is also not here, but amazing, and how I met her. And she actually had that client connection because she married into the business. But her husband, yet her husband, very amazing, a very successful military officer. And I knew anyone that he was attracted to would be a great plus. She has an amazing energy. She is fiercely independent and just passionate about what she does, and like her focus again in the tax world, and so she has her own business in taxes, yet you see that passion and her desire for perfection in all things in a very scary area of taxes. And so, but when you get her to say this is it, right, then you have great confidence whenever you're talking with her. And so we're not authorized to do taxes as a business, and so she hangs a shingle out on her own with her own tax business. Yet I'm happy that she's able to color and influence our work that we do with our clients.
And I myself, I was a client first for Wanda. And I remember pretty strongly meeting Wanda for the first time. I actually had a phone call with Wanda even before I became a client back in, gosh, I want to say 2018 or 2019. She mentored me when I was in college. She was willing to just talk to me about what financial planning was like, if that was something that I ever wanted to get into as a career. And so I remember having that conversation. I was actually on an internship in a different state, and my girlfriend, who is a client, my wife now, she directed me to Wanda, got some amazing mentorship over a summer from a phone call. And then that was like a first touch point I had with Wanda. And I knew something was special about this place. And so talking to Wanda then, and then becoming a client later after I married my wife, it was really easy to, I feel like, make that transition. And Wanda had approached me saying, hey, do you want to come work at Finances for Life? And we had this cool idea to run this business plan to push the marketing side forward in this. So yeah, it's been a cool journey. And I feel like everything about Finances for Life has a personal connection. And I think we can all speak for this. And Wanda, if you would, you can talk about this too, but nothing happens by flood. It all happens by drip. And it's all these small little connections, these small different moments that we have, and they lead us to where we are now. And I can definitely say that, at least personally, that's how I came to know Wanda and how I came to be a part of Finances for Life. It didn't happen overnight. It was something that was just well built through a strong relationship of just becoming friends with Wanda.
I remember when I first met Peggy at yoga class, and she's a very giving person. And it's why she ran into some issues and speed bumps thinking she was just going to be admin for us. I had big aspirations for her when I saw her working, in the community. She does a lot of great work in the community, and in that yoga class, she recognized something that was needed in her, it was an outside business activity with horses and yoga on horses. which is pretty amazing. So she brought in her team members, and I could tell she really wanted to make them better in their athletics, and to improve their way. And she was passionate about that. And I just feel very blessed that she decided to help me move, because then I could see her, one-on-one, and talk with her, and she could see what I was working to do here, and decided to take that leap of faith to do just admin. But again, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, yes, and you could be all of these other things for our families. And I consider that a blessing from, where you come in terms of just that little bit in that yoga class, and then coming around to being just wonderful in the office.
I'm grateful that, it did turn into more. I mean, I was just coming off of another job, and I was just so ready to just relax, I thought I
Do
was
you
just going
think that you
to
relax here?
Yeah, I was just going to coast and not do, stressful things, and not have, responsibility, and, but it's really not my nature, right? I mean, all of my
It's not your
career has
nature?
been, it's not really. All of my career has been see the need, fill the need, make things better at the company for everyone. That's just kind of how my whole career has been. And it always tends to lead to some type of management. So,
Right. And a leadership role. So
yeah.
not only make the company better, but make the company better, and you make our client families better because of your part here.
Yeah, it's really the mission that drew me to you. I had other financial advisors throughout, my career, obviously, as a manager and somebody who was a COO of a company. I worked with financial advisors, both personally and for the company and on behalf of the companies. And they did not have the same mission that you have, but it's your mission, and you're willing to help people, and your desire that your clients succeed. It's for you, it's outward, right? You want them to succeed. And that was a big thing for me. And I think helping you move and seeing you, I mean, I didn't come right away after that. And I saw you with some clients. Like, I didn't become a client instantly either. I didn't really commit to actually being an employee until after I had watched some of your actual work. And I could see that for you, it was about making your client family succeed as best you could and doing what was best for them. And that really, I think, closed the deal for me coming on.
I do remember meeting James, and, he actually had a step up because he was marrying Emma. And so
Yeah.
Emma, his wife, was a client. And I'm telling you, if you meet Emma, she's a person who has a really great energy and a desire to make the world a better place and applying herself. And so I knew that someone who Emma was marrying would be on that sunny side of the type of person we are looking at hiring at Finances for Real Life to help client families get to better places. It's not uncommon that people do meet financial advisors across their workplaces or in their communities and that kind of thing. Financial advisors, everyone wants to tell you about how to manage your money and how to get to the place that you want to go. And so, there are a lot of financial advisors in the world. I will tell you that I think the word I like to use is I'm passionate. Your dream, your goal, your desire, I'm passionate about making that happen for you. The thing that tickles me and makes me happy is when you reach that goal, right? When the other day when I was in a plane with someone, and part of his goals way back when he saw me was to have a plane. And so there I was in the plane with him in the rain at 37 degrees. And if you're a pilot, that's like ice temperatures.
Yeah.
But things like that give me incredible joy. It's a passion I have to help you use your finances to have your best life or your real life. And I think that's the thing that I look at when I'm seeing other people and the people that I want to draw in.
Thank you for listening to today's podcast. We hope you learned a little bit more about our origin stories, about how we came to know Wanda. If you would like to come to know Wanda or Peggy, you can meet us at financesforreallife.com. Schedule an appointment on the top right of the webpage. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube for the podcast. We post every 2 weeks, so we look forward to hearing you in the next episode. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA, SIPC. Investment advice offered through Finances for Real Life, a registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial. The opinions voiced in this podcast are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which strategies or investments may be suitable for you, consult the appropriate qualified professional prior to making a decision.